This is your regularly scheduled Death Con broadcast service, brought to you by Adam. I'm here with Star Wars Galactic Battlegrounds playing the Expanded Fronts mod. We're just going to hop right into the standard game. I'm going to do a difficulty moderate, other players 1. I'm going to play on a giant map. Probably going to play... I think I'm going to play Fortress. And we're going to hop right into this game with a very large population cap. I'm going to play with the all visible map. Texts are standard. However, I am going to play with all text enabled. This is going to be a standard map, so I won't really know what's going to be on it. We're playing with moderate difficulty just so I can chat, as this is our first game, and let's hop right in. I do have the music muted because Star Wars music tends to cause some issues. That was a bit of a graphical bug, but let's hop on in. I am playing as the Rebellion. I'm going to want a few worker droids, and we are facing, the Empire. Oh geez, they're already hopping off. So let's get started here pretty quick. Let's build as many worker droids as we can, because we do have the upgraded population here due to the pre-completed prefab structures. I want these guys. Where's the largest force nearby? I'm probably not going to touch that one. Yeah, I'm going to leave that one be. Let's move to this one. Alright, you can build a carbon processing center. Let's get that going. Alright, more worker droids. This is definitely not a game I see very often on YouTube, so I hope you guys appreciate the randomness, I guess, of this game. I'm not entirely sure what I want to go for with that, but it's going to be one of the few games I upload, so I'll upload 1 or 2 of these standard games just so I could preview the factions, and then I'll hop into the campaign mode in a bit, which is also quite fun. This game itself will probably be more than one part because the games are quite long, and I want to keep the recordings to a decent size, at least for now. I'll also be streaming, and this game will probably be streamed more often than recorded, and then the stream will be uploaded once, generally on the weekends. Other than that, I'll be uploading 2 to 3 times a week of a few different games. So hopefully you guys can enjoy that once it gets into the run of things. But for now, I'll just have this game as my first video or 2. This one might be longer than the average, but, you know, we'll see what happens and how it goes. I'll try to get as many workers moving to the carbon as fast as possible so we can start expanding. It is nice that we will have our own little sea to fish in, so I won't have to worry about the enemy food all that often. Oh, actually, I'm not fighting the Empire. I'm fighting the Confederacy, as those are super battle droids. I don't know why I thought it was the Empire. It just looked like it for a second. So it's the Rebels versus a Confederate holdout, which should be pretty interesting. Come on, let's get to it, droids. I want more worker droids as fast as possible, and then we'll start saving for tech level 2, which is where we'll start our big expansion. So the resources in the game, much like any other strategy game, you have carbon, your general building, your food, your nova, and your heavy weapons. And I'll explain this game as it goes for those of you who haven't played it as much, or if you're not familiar with it at all. It's about $5 on Steam, but during Steam sales it'll drop to about $1. I'm just gonna, play this. Sorry about that, just paused the recording because I had a noise come up, and I didn't want it to be too loud for you guys, and drop the quality of the video even further. He's coming to harass my workers? Well, you go blast their scout. I am going to do that just so we don't have to keep refreshing the farms manually. Come on, pop them. Up. Come on. Let's pop their scout. That's going to take a while. Let's just chase them away for now, and that'll be good. Alright, well, once we get 500 food, which should come along quite faster once we get more workers for food production. I just wanted to get the carbon up and running as fast as possible, as that is our primary building resource. Let's see how the chasing is going. Oh, we've got him to about half health. I'm going to watch this for a bit. I don't want to chase him all the way back to his base, as that would be less than ideal. I do not like that it did not spawn in a perfect grid, but you know what? That's fine by me. He's not worrying about that just yet, and he is primarily running it off of his food stock, which is fine. We're also going to want to collect the Jedi holocrons as soon as we hit Tech 2 and get a Jedi temple up and running, because those generate Nova for us. So if we end up in a long, drawn-out siege with the opponent, which tends to happen in the later portions of this game, we will have that base resource income generation. And this way we definitely will have more food than they will, at least early on. Yeah, that's good. Oh wow, I've chased him all the way back to his base. I just gotta keep an eye out to make sure his troops don't follow me, or he doesn't lead me into his defense towers and my scout gets blasted apart. Alright, come on. Pop him. 20 health remaining. Food's going up nicely, and so is our carbon. I'll leave it at B for now until we can hit Tech 2. But as soon as we hit Tech 2, I'll start building more workers again and expanding as fast as possible. Generally, you don't want to let the game go drawn out, because the AI will turtle up and attack you in waves. So it's pretty easy to defend against, even on the higher difficulties. But you just don't really want to give them a chance to fortress up too strong, or you'll take quite a while to grind their base down. Other than that, yeah, this is one of my favorite Star Wars games, along with Empire at War and Republic Commando, which I might also do a playthrough of in the future. I just gotta fix my glasses real quick so I can actually see the game I'm playing. And let's take out that damn scout. One more shot, come on. Pop it. There we go. Let's bring him back home. You can start Tech 2 research, for which we are ahead of the enemy, as he created quite a few more workers than I did. The reason I don't want to farm this or mine this out is it'll just open a hole in my base that I'll have to worry about immediately as opposed to later. Generally speaking, later I will upgrade it to heavier walls. And that's both the farms down, so let's pop up some more. These will probably be running out of food. Oh no, these are all doing quite well. This is going to be the next one to run out. And then we'll start fishing once I hit Tech 2 as well, which we are 60% of the way to. There's a holocron, there's a holocron. Where is it? Yeah, they're the little white spots on the map. But I'm going to try and collect, hopefully, almost all of them, just not enough to get the holocron victory condition. The main victory conditions are Annihilation, Race to the Monument, which is building a very resource-heavy structure, and then using that resource-heavy structure to basically have a time. As long as it stays alive for that time, you win, and if the enemy builds one, they win, but if you destroy their monument, you win by destroying it. Kind of a fun little game mode, I think, but, you know, let's get the Jedi Temple up and running, so we can start building Jedi to collect these holocrons. Jedi take Nova resource to create, so we're going to want to task at least some of our workers for the time being to work on that, and you want to have your buildings powered, so they generate units faster, because they have unpowered buildings work at 25% efficiency. Alright, this worker is almost done with it. I'm just going to have him hop over to that. This little R2 unit can finish the Jedi Temple in a remarkable time, if you ask me. We'll do this upgrade in a bit. Yeah, 200 Nova for a Jedi Padawan. Actually, you can build the power relay core real quick. So stuff starts getting completed faster. Oh, not enough carbon. As soon as I hit 50 carbon, I will refresh this farm. Any second now. There we go. Just so it doesn't decay on me. Alright, Nova production is going pretty smooth. Let's pop out some more workers. You guys can head to the Nova farm. So will this guy once the power core is completed. We don't have to worry about him hitting Tech 2 just yet, but that is a lot of workers he's got. Yep, you head over there. I'm going to try and get as many Jedi out as fast as possible to rush the Nova resource generation from those holocrons. Let's see, what else do we have? We don't really have much to worry about. I'm probably going to build my defenses up around here and here as natural choke points. And not really have to worry about that too far. We'll start food generation there in a sec. But there's nothing to stress too hard about, and I like having the map visible as to when they're coming in. They haven't hit Tech 2 yet either, and I also don't think they've started Nova Crystal gathering, so we do have the advantage when it comes to getting our Jedi out, which we'll have ours out as soon as these guys hit the farm, or hit the command center. Actually, I'm just going to divert one of them to farming. And let's upgrade the farms, and let's get the first of the Jedi Padawans out and going, so we can start gathering those crystals. I'm going to get another batch of workers going. These guys are mostly going to go towards carbon production, and probably upping our food stocks again. Carbon and food are the resources you'll go through the quickest, but late game you will definitely need Nova, so let's start sending them on the far path. You can hop down here and build us some more shelters to upgrade our population cap. But other than that, we're going pretty good. These next workers can head over here. We'll upgrade this so they work 20% faster. I'll throw in another farm for them. That's a small Nova stockpile, so we're going to want to start collecting these as fast as possible. But our next Jedi is already almost ready for construction. Oh, I forgot to shift click these. You can't do it once it started, so I'll just have to keep an eye on that manually. I haven't learned the hotkeys, or, well, I knew the hotkeys for this game at one point in time. I just haven't played it in absolutely ages. So, yeah, that's that. Let's pop over there. That's done, and he'll finish that. Our first Jedi is almost there, and let's start our second Jedi. Oh, not just yet. One more second, come on. And second Jedi underway. Our Jedi is about to reach his first holocron destination, which I think I sent him to the one up there. But, you know, each is pretty good. Our workers here are doing quite well. Carbon production is moving quite smooth. Food production, I'll expand upon once we're done with the next level of carbon production. The AI is building lots of troops, but there's not much to worry about, as our defenses will hold that quite nicely. Our Jedi is almost there. Our next Jedi Padawan is up and ready to go get a holocron. And hopefully we'll gather at least the vast majority of them before the AI starts to pop theirs up. Let's get more farms going. Workers are doing quite well. Carbon's going pretty smoothly. I want to upgrade the motivators for our droids. The Jedi has picked up his holocron, and we'll bring him right back to the temple. We're running relatively low on that small stash of Nova crystals here, but that should be fine. Nova and ore you could run out of quite quickly in the game. Later into the game, you could use heavy cannons to destroy their stock. Like, you could destroy the ones on the map, as well as carbon, but going through and destroying all the carbon is quite time consuming, so you'll never really run out of carbon. But there is a decent risk of running out of Nova and ore, and those are two of the most important resources you have, so it could be tricky, especially late game, if you run low on these, which is generally my tactic while playing, either with my friends or against the AI, is in an attempt to starve them out, essentially. But once we up our food production, we should be good to go towards tech level 3, hopefully before the AI even hits tech level 2, and then I can start building fighters to harass the AI and pop his workers as they're farming. Let's get another Jedi Padawan out. This one's picked up his crystal. It's quite good. I want to upgrade my troops. This worker's also done, so let's grab another farm plot. I know they look quite bad, but that's fine for now. Both of our Jedi are on their way back, and we can go pick up the third holocron now. Actually, yeah, that one's closer to the enemy base, so we'll get that one first. And that'll give us a decent bit of generation for our resources. I'll send these guys to go build a fishing base for now, and that should also act as a pretty nice way of upping our food stocks, and pretty quickly too, because fishing trawlers do work faster than our droids. I'm also going to want to have to build a mech factory, so I'll order that droid to go do that real quick. And then from there, once the mech factory is done, we should have approximately enough food to level up pretty quick. The Jedi are moving at decent speed. I'm not going to build another one, as we will have one back, and that will be enough to go get the remaining holocron. As soon as he drops this off, I'll have him come pick this one up, and then we'll get to work preparing to harass the enemy. He's good. You can run back. Oh. Yep, you're good. You can hop over there and finish your food. This is now generating us 45 per game minute. With the others coming in, we will have a nice, decent rate of generation. I'm going to send this Jedi as soon as he drops it to pick this up. And any second now. Go, go, go. Come on. Come on. Go. Alright, that'll be quite nice quite quickly. This little droid can start mining our ore. These guys can build a power core. I don't need another scout on a bike. We're not yet ready for Tech 3, but we're 1 or 2 food drops away. Alright, awesome. We're starting our Tech 3 research even before the AI has started its Tech 2. Or, I don't know if it's started its Tech 2 yet, but it definitely hasn't completed it. As far, oh no, it has. I'm slow. It may have even completed it before me. I wasn't paying attention. That's totally on me. I now sound like an idiot. Awesome. That's something I do quite often. Let's see. They have lone super battle droids patrolling around, but those aren't much of a worry. But he has opened up a hole in his line, which we can use to harass him in a bit. Nova production is going quite nicely. And we do have quite a decent military force of Jedi Knights now. I don't see him having constructed a Jedi temple yet, so that's why I was surprised about his Tech 2. Because normally the AI does tend to rush it quite quickly, for that very reason. This Jedi has almost made it, and that's 130 Nova right there. Where is my other Jedi? Where is my other Jedi? Yep, you can hop right back in. I did create 3. I'm not just dreaming here, hopefully. Let's get our fishing boats out. We won't need any of the combat vessels because there is no navy. I am, however, going to set up a little defense post and order this droid. Not enough ore. Yep, so we're going to detach 3 of these guys, or 4 of these guys, to go move over there and build an actual ore processing facility. Upgrade to the next level farm. Upgrade to the next level carbon. And hop right on to building the airbase as soon as it's completed. That's a really nice amount of carbon being produced there. We get up, or really nice amount of Nova crystals being produced there. I'm also, you're going to need more shelters in a second, so let's just get these 3 going, or 4 going. That's upping our Nova our ore production pretty quickly. Beam drills, and then these defense towers will stop any possible harassment from their battle droids. There's their Sith temple now and their mech factory, but they don't have any air defense yet, so hopefully I can get my aircraft up and running pretty quick, and that'll give me a decent advantage on stopping them. I need 25 ore, so that's going to go pretty quick. Alright, hop over here, little droid. Let's get more droids out. Jedi Knights are done. They act as a pretty good force right off the bat at stopping the enemy. And I'm also going to throw a fortress down once I get the 500 ore out here. And that fortress will be the center point of our defense. This droid can up that. If this puts me over the win cap for holocrons, yeah, that is the win condition for holocrons, so I'm just going to drop one of them. Because I don't want to win by holocrons. It is a bit cheap feeling, but I am glad I got my aircraft completed. You 3 can... Well, one of you can hit the farm. You can go join the carbon production. And you 2 can join ore production. And you can refresh that. It is 1 droid per farm, so you could finish that. I'll have this guy generate his own, and this guy can build our research center, which we will need to upgrade our stuff, such as our defenses. If it does become a protracted siege and I want to end the game, I already do have the resources in place to do so. Let's get as many fighters out as possible. Let's move on into the attack. I'm going to move this next, that next worker can go join the carbon processing team. Let's get, oh, I missed that one. Hey. Hello, little droid. Okay. That's fine. Whatever, that doesn't want to let me redo it, so I'll just build a new one. No real issue there. Our fighters are moving pretty quickly. Let's upgrade that. Yeah, I'll send the first 4 fighters to harass their attack force, which is coming my way quite quickly, but these towers are up and ready, so if they do choose to come through here, 2 Jedi Knights, 4 defense towers, and my fighters should be more than enough to handle it. And I love that a lot of the voice lines for this game are kind of pulled out of either games or movies. It's not the best, but it's old voice acting, and I feel that it has its place. And this is definitely a game that I have more fun with than quite a few modern games that are out there. Ooh, they've upgraded their Sith apprentices to Sith Knights as well, so it's now more of a fair fight, but our aircraft are tearing them apart. Quite handily. Let's get more fighters going. And hopefully we can hit tech level 4 as fast as possible, but our medium turrets are up and running. Let's get one more towards ore production. We're going to need 1,000 food, so I'll hold off on more workers for a second. I do have the ships I completed that I didn't actually get moving. That's a bit slow on me. But where my Jedi Knights are... Yeah, come on, come on. They're attacking my workers. Which is not very good. Oh, and he's turned my workers. That's not very nice. Come on, Jedi. Hurry up. I am going to have to build... He stole my workers, the bastard. Alright, Jedi, come on. That's a pretty big setback that I didn't set up defenses here. But I will defeat them, so that's not much of a matter. I'm going to wait to build more workers till I hit tech level 4, because that is going to be a big boost to me. Especially with both these Sith dead. He did lose more resources in the attack than he managed to take out. And now I should be safe with my upgraded fighter force to move in and start harassing his workers quite easily. Because I do see some air defense troops, but not a lot. He is building strike mechs, but that shouldn't be much of a problem. My defense line is going to get a fortress. Yeah, is going to get a rebel fortress. And I'm going to plop right down there. And then I'll build a wall and towers over there. My fighters are moving in. As I don't think he has an air base yet. No, he definitely does. And he also has fighters. So, I'm probably not going to attack just yet. I'm going to save my fighter force for the defense. As these guys are quite expensive and I don't really want to risk losing them. I do have my own mechs, both strike mechs and mech destroyers. That'll act as defensive units, and the fortress is under construction, and we're approaching tech level 4, so we're doing quite well in that regard. This is going to have to get fixed, because I did lose a lot of men there, but our tower lines are pretty good, and these towers are pretty powerful on the defense, especially once you get a wall up and a shield generator for them. But once they start building further and further away from base, they'll be easier and easier to harass. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. They do have another attack coming in, so I'm going to get as many fighters built as possible. Hopefully quite quickly. And a few strike mechs as well. Get them deployed, so we have something to fight with. I'll probably also send my Jedi Knights and a Jedi Master into combat. And in light of this recording already being 30 minutes, I am going to activate our defense plan and build another airbase. Alright, the fortress is done. So that's quite a few more defensive posts that are up and running. The fortress acts as air and land defense, so that's quite helpful. Yeah. Here's the next Jedi Master. Move him there. I am going to cancel that in the interest of building or researching, and I'm going to need a ton of workers over to here to replace the workers I lost in that attack. I'm going to send the Jedi into the... Oh. I'm going to send the Jedi over here into the building to garrison him so we can interrupt that attack as I blasted their droid fighters apart pretty quickly. These guys, let's get a anti-air turret up and move these guys off to the attack. These two can fight him. Yeah, actually, just have those guys attack there. I'm going to take that out first and foremost. These guys, come on. Actually, here, start fighting them over here. Blast that damn thing to pieces. These guys pop over to here and build an ore processing plant. Let's stabilize the damage caused by their attack on our construction droids. They did attack my farm, they did attack my production site again, but it's not the end of the world as I did blast apart their attack force with no actual damage to my defenses. Ooh, they've got artillery guns coming in. Those I am going to have to take out as soon as possible. And carbon. Shield my stuff. I'm going to need a lot more workers. I'm going to need a ton more workers after that. Quite drastic loss. But good news being, I will be able to ore. That's 125 ore per. Hey, aircraft. Blast it. Fighters. Fighters, come on. And we'll return the favor in a second once stuff gets up and running. We have about, I can't see that due to the recording overlay, but we have a few days remaining until I could blast them apart, or I win due to holocrons. So as long as I stay turtled up, we'll be fine. Even to the losses I recently suffered due to carbon loss from my workers getting absolutely massacred. But, you know, not the absolute end of the world, and we are more prepared now than we were before. We have shielded fighters, and we're soon going to have the upgraded fighters as well. And then I will launch them on an attack. I could also build B-wing attack aircraft, Y-wing bombers, or interceptors. Right now we are using standard X-wings as our main force. And I am going to send them in on a little reconnaissance and revenge mission against the Confederate forces, because they only have regular fighters and regular bombers, so I'm not super worried, and their stuff isn't shielded. And in the worst case scenario, I can just rapidly get out of there. Approximately 290, yeah, 290 days remaining. It's not the end of the world. It's quite manageable. I am going to up the farms once again once I have more carbon. Have you get to farming. Let's get more carbon producing workers going. But let's control one of these guys. Oh. Sorry about that rather odd glitch there. I'm not entirely sure what that was about. My game did alt-tab. Hopefully that wasn't too negative on the video itself. If they're going to send their fighters in one at a time, I'm totally fine with that, as I'll just blast them apart. Oh, they're sending in AA troops now. Now's probably a good time to return. Thankfully, fighters are only food and Nova, something I have plenty of. It is, of course, carbon that is slowing us still, but we now have a decent amount of troops or workers producing carbon again, and they're also safe to do so, which is probably the more important part of this, so that our people are safe. They're going quite heavy on the anti-air troops there, but not much longer till victory is ours. They're gonna send their stuff quite handily to its death, as it's gonna fly. Oh, come on. The research building. I'm also going to want AA batteries, which are laser AA that work better against light aircraft. They're attacking with a oddly mixed force this time, but a force that should be stopped by my defenses. Just in case, though, I'm going to build more towers. Because, you know what? More blasters, the better. Yeah, that guy tried, but he didn't exactly get very far. Not with our turrets blasting away at him. Once the AA batteries are completed, I'm going to go straight for something a bit heavier. Hopefully our heavy turrets. 200 carbon. Alright, it's worth it for now. Our fighters are doing a good job of blasting them apart. If they pose any actual threat, those are AA mobiles. I'm going to not touch those with my fighters. I'm going to let my combat mechs fight these, because I'm not dealing with that. I am, however, going to order my X-Wings to attack this force, starting with their medics. Don't know why they're fighting like that, but this area down here can probably use a fortress as well. Ooh. Let's move ore production to up here. As you can see, ore does run out quite handily once you're on the defensive. This mech will do an adequate job of blasting them apart. Hey, aircraft. Don't chase one crappy thing, chase the main force. But the towers did do quite a good job of... It doesn't do a lot of damage, so my aircraft are quite safe. I lost one or two aircraft, but that's nothing compared to the fact that they lost what amounts to the majority of their forces. And yet another failed invasion. However, I am definitely going to want to blast those apart as quickly as humanly possible, because I do not need their heavy guns barraging in our doors. We are now halfway to victory due to the resources from there. I don't know why my fishing boats are not doing what I asked them to do, and I can now go for the advanced fighter research as well as creating more fighters. Astromech repairs. I'll go for, I wanted to go for efficient manufacturing to get us faster production of stuff. You guys can hop on that real quick. 8 fighters. Sometimes the AI is not very good at actually chasing, unless you tell them to from the get-go, but, that's not the end of the world. I have an absolutely ridiculous amount of Nova due to the holocrons, which is quite nice. These are soon-to-be advanced fighters, which will make them even more efficient at destroying enemy ground units as well as aircraft. I do love the flavor and the sheer amount of units this little game has, and for a game this old, it really is quite amazing to play, especially with the mod. It really does make it feel like you're in the Star Wars universe. I'm going to blast apart their AA units and then start proper harassing their workers. So they don't have aircraft at the moment. I'm not super worried about it. Oh wow, that's a lot of spider walkers. Let's go for astromech repairs. Die. Ooh. Come on. Jesus, that's a lot of AA droids. But let's just start popping their workers. Oh, come on. The entire squadron of aircraft missing. There we go. I'm pretty sure I killed more AA units than I did. Let's back out. They'll send their workers back. He's building a new command center. That, however, we cannot allow. Nice. And now our aircraft will self-repair. They're sending in their next main attack wave, so we can start harassing that right from the get-go. Yeah, let's start knocking these out quite quickly. Yeah, air power is definitely the way to go this game. It just gives you an overwhelming advantage that the enemy has an extremely hard time countering. Especially here, now that we're properly defended. Oh, come on, aircraft. Really? Come on. No, no, no. You definitely have to micro... Are these all, like, Koran? Yeah. I think they're Koran. Or they look to be, at least. Let's, like, they're Koran troops. Yeah, each line of defense seems to be holding quite well. This building might not actually be completed in time, so that's kind of worrying. Hopefully, though, my workers do not. We do have a pretty strong line of defense here, though, so that in itself is not super worrying. And their bounty hunters will die quite handily as well. And they're just going to ignore my defenses as the defenses blast them apart. So that's quite good too. They've lost most of the oomph of that attack, and the fortress will be completed. So, not much to worry about there. Approximately 100 days remaining. I'll build my own bounty hunters as defense troops, but the defensive lines are quite strong. Now, this I could improve upon it even further and add some air defense sites. There's no real point to. The enemy army was handily crushed. We can go back to harassing the ever-living hell out of their workers once more. And that's where we will gain our true advantage in combat here, is the harassment of their workers, which is going quite well for us. This game should go on for approximately another 25 minutes. I don't think it'll take much longer than that. And there's almost no way for the enemy to pierce our outer defenses now, just because of how well dug in I am. Not overly much to worry about. Our fishing is going quite well. I'll hopefully play this game with friends, which will make it a bit more lively, but the worker harassment is going extremely in our favor now. I'm probably going to start to build up my own attack force and take the fight to the enemy, so we don't just have to wait for this to tick down. Oh yeah, this is going pretty well for me now. Let's build my absolute favorite air destroying unit, the air cruiser, aerial heavy artillery. And because I have 3 fortresses, I should be able to get 6 of them going in rapid pace. An absolutely worrying amount, in fact. But I should probably keep an eye on my aircraft, not let them get too carried away by themselves. Oh look, more workers to play with. Yeah, honestly, once these air cruisers are completed... Oh, no, the R2 units are fine. Once the air cruiser assault forces are completed, there's going to be absolutely nothing to worry about. In fact, yeah, let's create some B-wings to send in on the offensive. The air cruisers are under construction quite nicely. The enemy carbon production is all but crippled, and the assault ships are on their way, with the first set being completed now. Yes, with the first set being fully completed, we are ready to hopefully begin the assault quite soon. Oh, these are quite awesome vessels. We're already there. Acquiring precious little but carbon to actually complete. I should also get a heavy weapons factory just to show you guys what's in there. Our B-wings are under construction. And fighters, blow up the one thing that can actually hurt you. And let's just get the proper harassment started. Alright, our air cruisers are approaching the rendezvous point, and the second wave of air cruisers is almost complete, but I will send in the first squadron to begin attacking the enemy. Start with their air defense buildings. And let's nuke that little bastard. Oh look, more workers I can pick off. Let's just absolutely nuke these bastards. Oh, the air cruisers are going to be amazing. Yep, this is all but a guaranteed victory now. We're just going to go in for a mopping up operation. I'm going to let my defenses handle the rest. Oh, their workers are tenacious. But little to no avail. The enemy is quite low on resources as well as it would seem, so not much for me to worry about in the long run. I've got huge stockpiles of everything. Let's get a third wave of air cruisers.
Here we go again.
Order this wave in. Oh, wow, I hit 0 days on the holocrons. So we didn't even get to see the air cruisers go. Well, thank you for watching, guys, and I hope you enjoyed it. See you in the next one.